All right, and we're live. So, hi everyone. I am Brittany, the Cosmic Lunar Soul. Welcome to my channel. And with me today, I have Priscilla from her Life of Simplicity. Hi, Sil.
Hi.
And hi, Sandy. How are you doing today? All the way from England. Wow, I didn't realize
Nice.
it was that far. We have
Yay,
like
from England.
the triangles of the world covered.
I love that. I love that very much.
So today we are going to be sharing our top 5 with some honorable mentions thrown in there of our decks that we received or came into our collection in 2022. So this is the hashtag standout decks 2022 to hashtag. If you have some of your favorites, feel free to put some in there. Or if we have
Yeah.
some of your favorites, let us know. All right. So you want to get us started?
Yes. So I'm gonna go in with the number five. So at number five, which was really hard because I really all these decks I really love. So it's hard to like put them at like five or whatnot.
Yes.
So I picked the Guardian of the Night Tarot. This is
Sounds like
by
that.
MJ Cullinane. I know it's like backwards. I'm like, why is it backwards? MJ Cullinane and published by Hay House. And I only brought in two animal decks into my collection in 2022, which was this
Really?
one and then a cat deck that I
Oh,
got for my birthday, the Cats Rule the Earth tarot that my mom got me for my birthday.
okay.
And I went with this one because it has more diverse animals in
Makes
it.
sense.
And I really like, I love her art style so much. She's one of my favorites. I have like a few decks by her, and she usually does indie first, and then eventually her decks get picked up mass market. And I'm so happy that this one got picked up. It was on my wish list for a long while
And
to
who did
get.
this get picked up by?
Sorry,
Who did this get picked up by?
Hay House.
Oh, Hay House. Okay. I
Yeah,
like that headstock.
yeah, me too. This actually cardstock is really nice. It's not too thick. It's matte, which is really nice. Easy to shuffle. It is Oracle size though,
Oh,
standard size, which is pretty typical, honestly, of Hay House. They don't have too many tarot decks that are tarot sized.
I did not know
They only
that.
have the Light Seers, the Muse, Transient Light, Tarot, and then I think that's it. I don't think they have Wandering Star is also tarot sized. They don't
Uh-huh.
have too many that are tarot sized. Most of their
Oh,
decks are oracle sized.
well, fun fact.
Um yeah, well they make a lot of oracle decks, right? So
Yeah, they do.
majority of what they put out is oracle, so they don't put as many tarots out as other publishers. But I really love her art style, and when she announced that this was picked up by Hay House, I was so excited because I really wanted it. But I live in Canada, so it's really expensive to buy decks
Mhm.
from the US, and she's based in the US.
Yeah.
And the shipping is crazy. It brings the shipping and the exchange. The exchange between us is not good. It's like
Yeah.
30%. So, it would increase 30%, which is just is crazy to me. Like really crazy. And then the shipping on top of that is insane. So, I was really happy. The only thing that I is a little bit of pet peeve of mine for this particular deck, I don't mind the borders because they're not that big. It's this little notch thing that's here at the
Oh,
bottom. I
yeah.
wish they didn't have this, and I wish it was more straight with the title a bit more down because um, it actually hides a bit of the artwork. Like there's one card specifically that has a grasshopper in it. According to the guidebook, you can barely even see the grasshopper in the image. And I was like,
Oh.
"Wait, there's a grasshopper?" And I had to really look for it, and then I found it, like, hiding it at the bottom, but it was, like,
Oh,
cut off
no.
a little notch thing, so that was the only thing I didn't like. But, it seems like her other decks don't have that, they're just straight, like the other ones that are getting picked up by Hay House, they're just straight at the bottom, so that's good at least, for her upcoming decks. She has a cat deck coming out, and then
That's
her
exciting.
her For Hoxa tarot was picked up. I don't know when that's coming out though. Hay House picked that up. And then the new one that she's working on is going straight to mass market. It's not even going to be indie. It's called the Unfinished Business Tarot, I believe it's called. It's like a spirit deck. So
Oh,
yeah,
the cat deck actually sounds interesting. I feel like
it's
it's gonna be
really
a battle
nice,
of
and
cat decks soon.
it was previously indie, and it's picked up by Hay House. It's supposed to be releasing in the beginning of April, I believe.
Okay.
I think she said that it got pushed up to March, but I don't think Amazon adjusted their dates yet. So yeah,
Someone else is very excited about this.
yes, 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 really, really, yep, yeah. She has several decks coming out with Hay House, so I'm really excited for them. Honestly,
Nice. So, I guess for my fifth one, it was really hard to decide. So I went with I had to choose between three for like my fifth one. I went with the Marikai tarot,
okay.
the second edition. This is one of the later ones that I kickstarted. I don't believe that I believe it's still considered indie. I don't think they have it picked up with anything yet. But I really like this because it also did come with, if you wanted it, it came with a journal that goes with it. So I really think that's really thoughtful of tarot decks sometimes when the creators
Hmm.
decide to create an accompanying workbook or journal or
Yeah.
something like that.
Did you
But
get that though?
I didn't
Oh,
because
okay.
I kind of have some regrets about not buying that.
I think you can
But
get it from their Etsy. I think they have it on their Etsy shop.
I checked their Etsy. It's not in stock, so it doesn't mean that
Oh,
it never
damn.
will be, but it
No, I'm
isn't
sure they'll
like,
bring it back.
yeah, because their Kickstarter, I got this fairly recently. So the Kickstarter just ended like
Yeah.
maybe 2 months ago, 2 or 3 months ago. So
Okay.
I don't think that or their decks arrived 2 or 3 months ago.
Yeah.
So I don't think that it necessarily means anything, especially
No.
considering it released right before the Christmas rush.
True.
So we'll see. But what I really like about this deck is it's one of the types of decks. Well, first of all, the imagery. Sorry, I have a cat on my lap, so I'm going to try to navigate around her.
Is that
There,
Luna?
yes, this is Luna. She is being very needy. So I really like that. This is one of the few decks that I have that have animals in it that are not oracle. So I really like how that's incorporated, and the color schemes are just has this like really like softness to it. It reminds me a lot of the same vibe I get with the light seers. And when I kickstarted this at the time, I didn't have light seers, so I just thought that was a really um it was like a happy medium. It was something unique, but it wasn't, exactly light seers. Um, but I really like decks that incorporate extra cards. So I'm gonna see if I can find some. But this deck comes with like yes, no cards. It has general oracle cards. Oh, like here's one. This is like the Marakai or I always say this wrong. It's not Marakai. It's Meraki, I think.
Meraki. Yeah, Meraki.
I've been saying it wrong so long that I cannot stop saying it wrong. So I apologize.
Yeah, it's the
Um,
Meraki Tarot by Bouchette
Bouchette
Design.
Designs,
Yeah.
yes. Um, I'll hold up the box again if you missed that.
Yeah.
This is the second edition. So I
They
really
they have
like,
an Etsy shop,
yes,
Alana.
they do.
Yeah.
I really like when decks incorporate unique cards. I think it just
Me
kind of gives it a little bit more, and then you get to see a little bit more of the artist or designer's personality,
yeah.
more so than just the art. And then another thing, I'm always not. You can't ever see it on camera, but it has that rose petal finish. I'm never sure how I feel about it, but it's so like velvety and buttery to touch that I kind of really like it.
Yeah.
And then another cool aspect about this deck, which is why I kind of bumped it up to the fifth spot, is the fact that there's no guidebook. The cards or the meanings of the cards are on these little extra cards here. So
Yeah.
everything is like intermixed into just card form. And I thought that was really unique. I don't think I've ever seen or at least noticed another deck that did it that way while also not having a guidebook at all.
Yeah. That's
Um,
good for traveling, in my opinion,
I
especially if
agree.
like creators do like a separate guidebook that's bigger than the box. At least you have the cards with you if you ever need like the keywords or whatever. Also,
Yeah.
hey Robin.
Hi, Robin. Welcome. I think that's really thoughtful as well because this deck is very heavily weighted on crystals and astrology as well. So they do
Hmm.
have cards that give like the astrological signs, what it rules over, solar system association, stuff like that. So
I love
while
that.
I'm not good at that, I know other people would really, really enjoy that.
Yeah,
I
me.
know my strengths.
I love that stuff. It's so fun. It's good because then you don't need really a book to learn tarot and astrology. You can literally just have that, which is
Yeah,
which is amazing in my opinion.
I agree.
Good learning tool.
Totally agree. And I like that I feel like in card form it's less daunting, you know, to have like
True.
they're
Yeah.
like flashcards almost. So that was my fifth spot.
Okay, so number 4 for me is going to be the Next World Tarot. This is the pocket edition. This is by Christy
Mm.
C. Rode and published by Silver Sprocket. So this is from a smaller publishing house. They mostly do, I think, comic books and things like that. So I originally was on the fence about this particular deck here, and I wasn't sure about it. I I bought the pocket edition because it was on sale. These decks in Canada are like, I think the pocket edition is like $30, and or yeah, I think around $30, and then the full size, like the regular version, which the cards are like gigantic, is like 60, between 60 65 Canadian. And the pocket edition was actually on sale for like 20 something dollars. So I picked it up because I was interested in it, but I wasn't sure about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually really, really, really love this deck. So I put it at number 4 because the um, topic of this particular, like the subject matter, is all on politics. It's a very political
Oh,
deck.
okay. This is
And
coming back to me now.
yeah, and I love that because of what's going on in the world and things like
Mhm.
that. Everything that has been happening the last several years. I feel like this is like a perfect um this is the tower card. It's called Revolution, and there's like a lot of stuff happening in the back where there's
Mhm.
um like plants and things, and about the oil and everything that's going on with the oil mining and things like that,
Mhm.
which is
The pipeline stuff.
yeah, all the pipelines and everything. So that's really current. And then there's like a bunch of cards in here that have to do with in my opinion, have to do with everything that's happening with police and things like that. So Black Lives Matter, and then everything else that's happening with the police. I feel like during this time, with everything that's happening with um Ukraine and everything that's happening in Iran, and
Mhm.
the things that are happening currently in the US with abortion laws and things like that. I felt like this was like such a perfect deck to bring into my collection, and I had
Mhm.
nothing like it in my collection. But also, this deck is very queer friendly, it's diverse, it's inclusive. So I feel like it also goes to show with everything that's happening with the trans community and everything,
Mhm.
especially in the US and things like that. So I felt a really good connection with it
Mhm.
in terms of that subject matter, and I really, really, really love it. The guidebook is absolutely fantastic.
Really?
Everything in the guidebook is her point of view, and it's not even the traditional meanings. Like some of it is, like she'll bring in some traditional RWS meanings in there, but a lot of it is from her perspective of the
Mhm.
card and the imagery that's in the card. And I absolutely love that, and I found a lot of the imagery and things like that were very powerful. So I really, really love it. I would love to get the full size. The full size is just a little bit expensive. So hopefully
That's
at some point I would get the full size. to bring into my collection. So yeah, that was number 4 because I was very impressed. Definitely stood out to me and I was very impressed, and I ended up loving this particular deck so much. So
Yeah, I
yeah.
remember you talking about that. Do you find it like, even though you like it, it's hard to use regularly because of how specific it is?
Yeah, it's not a deck that I use regularly, not at all. And that's mainly because I feel like I would use it only if like I was called to in regards to like things that were happening in the world, and I felt like, and I've used it
Mm,
quite a bit for that purpose, but I
mhm.
don't feel called to use it as like a daily deck, like to pull
Right.
daily pulls and to get daily messages. That's not really what I use it for, in my
Okay.
opinion. Like, yeah,
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah,
3
new
cards
era
of
elements.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you
Yeah,
heard of that one?
I've heard of this deck. It's black and white. I have seen images
Oh.
of it. Yeah, this deck is also very deep. It's not something that interests me because of the fact that it's black and white. I don't
Mhm.
gravitate towards black and white decks too much, to be honest with you. I literally only have the Wild Unknown, but that has like pops of color.
Oh,
Then I have
yeah.
like the Phantom Wise Tarot and then one Oracle deck that's black and white. Other than that, I don't really gravitate too much towards
That's fair.
black and white decks. Have you ever seen this deck?
No. Well, maybe. I've seen some black
Mm.
and white decks, but it's kinda same, I'm not generally drawn to them, so
I don't
I
think
don't
you would like this
really
deck anyway.
it's not like it's tricky or anything.
Yeah,
Um,
I know you well now, so
I
I
can't
don't think
help
you would
it.
like this deck. But I think that you would probably appreciate the type of
Oh,
deck that it is, but I don't think that I don't think it's something that you would bring into your particular collection, to be honest with
yeah,
you.
that's how a lot of decks are for me. I feel like I appreciate, like, them as a deck and how
Yeah.
people use them, and it's interesting to watch other people use them,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
know that I would never really be able to get anything out of it. It wouldn't connect with me.
Yeah. I feel that sometimes too.
So my 4 is much more superficial. And it's the Cat's Rule, the Earth Tarot.
Yeah, I have
Um,
that too.
so happy you got this because now I feel like between you, me, and Midnight, we can have another trifecta deck.
I know.
Um, I really like this one. Before this, it was I can't remember the name of the other cat deck. It's very colorful and cartoony looking.
Oh, it's
Um,
the Cat Tarot by
yeah. How
Megan, this one.
did I forget the name of that? It's literally called Cat Tarot.
Yeah, it's this one. I have
It
it. Yeah.
and while it's cute, it was just like all of that is adorable. It just did not something about it just wasn't right for me. And I was like, "Oh, I
Yeah, I think you told me it was the fact that it doesn't have names and it just has symbols at the corner, and
yeah.
you found that complicated. Yeah, and it can be. Some of the symbols like are similar to each other, so it's easy to mix them up. But yeah, because they don't
Yeah.
have actual names on the card.
So what I like about this is it was really affordable. It retails in the US for $29.99, in Canada $37.95, in the UK
Yeah.
$21.99. And this is by Diego Correa.
Hmm.
Um so hopefully I said that right. And written by Catherine Davidson. But I
Yeah.
really like this because one, you're getting a really nice box set for that price. And then also the book is just awesome. It's not too thick, but it's a great size
Yeah.
and fully like colored and illustrated. And I just like the wrong side. I like the layout. So one of the things about guidebooks that I'm really critical about is having keywords along with having like a more detailed novel-esque explanation for things.
Yeah.
And then I do like when they incorporate the images, so that way as you're reading, you can kind of like go back and forth. I think it's really helpful for people, not even people new to tarot, but if you're kind of getting used to a new deck and stuff like that, you kind of have something right there in one thing that you can look at. And sorry, my cat's in the background, like airing out his grievances. And it's just so cool because like it's fully colored and illustrated and
Yeah.
for such an affordable price.
Yeah, they actually all their decks are fully colored. Their guidebooks. I have I think 2 other decks by them, that publisher, the Antique Anatomy, and then the other deck by Claire Goodchild, which is the Arcana of Astrology, and that
Mhm.
their layouts are all the same
Yeah.
for their books, which I really love as well. And yes, kitties, me too. I want all the cat decks, honestly.
Um, so and it's funny because as much as I want all the cat decks, I have to be realistic about the type of deck that I will and will not use.
Yeah.
And she says it right here. Like I just oops, wrong one. Sorry. Here we go. This one. Ah, my gosh. Maybe I'm like, yes, it's this one. I'm going crazy
Yeah,
today.
yeah, it's this one, yeah.
Why no names? Yes. So I really like this deck because it's surprisingly diverse. When I was doing my flip through, it was really cool to see that they incorporated like disabled cats, and there was even one
Yeah,
with
I
a
know.
cat with tattoos and cat families and
That was actually really
period.
funny, the cat with tattoos, and
Yeah.
it's the Sphinx, that's a Sphinx cat, right? That's what it's
Yes.
called, but yeah, those hairless cats, they creep me out a bit, but
Oh, I love them. I love all cats, even if they're like
I
creepy
love
looking.
them, but they just look funny because they don't have hair on them, so I look at them and I'm like, "This is so
And I
funny,"
just
but
enjoy the cat-isms,
yeah.
like the cliche knocking stuff off of the tables and counters. I just it's so adorable, yet still really well thought out. I think the cardstock for me is, like, perfect. It may be a little on the thinner side for some people, but as a bridge and riffle shuffler, the size of the deck and the cardstock is, like, perfect for me. I can get my entire hand around it. It's
Yeah.
just a very comfortable deck
I
and
f
fun
I
to look
feel
at.
like if you wanna do, like, riffle shuffling and things, a thinner cardstock is better than a thicker one because then you'll have a very hard time trying to riffle that, but
It is. The Meraki tarot is thicker and also has that rose petal finish, so the cards want to stick together more. It's a lot
yeah.
harder. And also it's counterintuitive because the thicker the cardstock, the more bend it's gonna hold. So like this has very little bend to it, and I can probably show you the Marakai in a second, but it I mean I've used it way less than this because it came into my collection later, and it already has like a nice little curvature happening. Let me see if I can
Also,
pull
hey,
out.
Serafina.
Oh,
Forgot
hi
to say hi.
Serafina. Yes, sorry. From
I got you
Baltimore.
before.
I won't
Yeah,
pull out the
Baltimore.
entire
That's
thing,
cool.
but you can already see that like arc happening in the middle versus my cat tarot. So I just, as much as I like thicker cardstock because it's really fun to feel and
Mm,
it does hold up better sometimes to just rough handling, but
yeah.
it's harder to shuffle for me.
Definitely, definitely. Okay, so number 3. So my number 3, I went with, the Cosmic Slumber Tarot. This is by Tilly Walden and published
Mm,
by Liminal 11. This one was
uh-huh,
actually sent to me by Liminal 11 for review, and I love this deck. I use it so much. I think in 2022, yeah, I definitely use this a lot because I use it
uh-huh.
a lot for my moon work, but I absolutely love, 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 love this particular deck. Oh, my favorite High Priestess card. I love
Oh
this.
yeah. I
Yeah,
love
this is
that.
the one that I showed in our collab on our favorite
Yep.
major arcana. Yeah, I love this. It's very detailed. She actually writes and draws comic books, so
Oh yeah. I forgot to
her
say that.
artwork is very detailed
Mhm.
and I love it. I love all the aces in this particular deck because they all have like this little person in them, and a lot of the time they're like hiding. Sometimes they're hiding, sometimes they're not, and I find it so funny. Like this one here is the Ace of Swords, and they're just like on the hilt of the sword, just like chilling.
Oh, that's so cool.
And I just love it. The Ace of Pentacles is probably my favorite because they're hiding in like the bushes. So it's like really funny, but I love this deck so much because it's set in like a dream world. So it's as if you're going through the universe's dream. So
Okay.
you're in the universe. So the universe is like personified in this deck as like I guess like they're personified. The universe is personified,
Mhm.
and it's as if the universe is dreaming, and you're in their dream, going through whatever is going happening in their dream. And I find that really funny. Here's the Ace of Pentacles, and they're like chilling in the cup, in
Oh,
the
yeah.
cup of water. I love it so
I like
much.
that. I like little
And
Easter eggs.
yeah, and there's also extra cards in here. The night card and the day card, which I really love. I don't know if I can
Mm.
find them, but yes, I love this deck. Also, the lovers and the devil are actually mirrored cards. So this is the
Oh, so when you
devil.
place them together, they kinda form like
They're
a
yeah, they're like mirrored to each other.
oh.
The I believe in the lovers, it's a woman. So yeah, it's mirrored together, and I absolutely love that. And I've been using this for my moon work because I love it. Like even though it's a dream deck, I feel
Mhm.
like it goes well with moon work. Oh, here's my favorite Ace of Pentacles. She's just chilling there in the bushes.
Oh.
I love it so much. And yeah, I don't know. I love everything about this deck. The Pentacles is my favorite suit because it's just so bright and like green and like oh, I love it so much. But yeah, I don't know. I just really love this deck. I've been using it for my moon readings. I pair it with the Moonology manifestation oracle,
Mm,
and I
yeah.
find it goes really well together. So I've just been really oh, here's the night card. Here's one of the extras. This is the night card.
Oh, I really like that.
Yeah, and then there's a day card, but I don't know where it is. And yeah, this is the sun that I I love this sun card. It's so beautiful. There's two children playing in like the plants and the flowers and stuff, and then there's the person holding the sun. They're like embracing the sun.
Oh, I really
I
like that
love this
concept. That's very unique.
I love this interpretation because it feels like you're embracing joy, you're embracing happiness, trying to embrace the warmth that the
Mhm.
sun card gives. So I really love that, and it's that's why I put it at number 3 because I've been using it so much. And a lot of people don't like this cardstock. So this is their glossy cardstock. It is thinner than the modern witch tarot, which I know a lot of people have a problem with
Mhm.
because it's a little thicker and it's glossy. It doesn't riffle, shuffle,
Yeah. Right.
like at all. But I personally don't riffle shuffle, so I personally don't care. I just overhand, and I love this kind of cardstock for overhanding. Honestly, it shuffles like a freaking dream. Like I have no problem whatsoever shuffling this at all. So yeah, I don't really. I love it. I love it so much.
I think it's so interesting. Oh, hi, Tara with Ruby.
Hey,
Um,
Ruby.
I think it's so interesting how your shuffling style and your use of the cards determines the weight of the cardstock value.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, yeah,
think that's
definitely.
so interesting to see. It's
Yeah.
really funny how that plays out.
So for me, I think the cardstock that I don't like the least, that I hate, like I don't like at all, is like the rose petal. Like I have a few decks that have rose petal, like the ones that are indie. All my indie decks, which are only like I think 3 out of the 6, I think I have 6 in total. The 3 out of the 6 I are have the rose petal kind of finish.
Yeah.
Like this one here is like a rose petally finish. This is the Naked Heart Tarot. This sticks together when you overhand like no but I don't
Yeah.
honestly, I don't care as much because I love this deck so much. So I
Yeah.
can like see past
You
it. If I really
you
love
put
the
up
deck,
with
I'll
it.
see past it.
Yes.
But it is a bit annoying because I just have to shuffle it a bit more than
Mhm.
usual so I can make sure that it's actually shuffled properly. But
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, rose
I
petals sometimes.
I agree with you. In terms of shuffleability, rose petal is probably my least favorite,
Yeah.
and those, like, tacky mats. I don't know how to even explain
Oh
them.
my, yeah, like a sticky mat. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ugh,
I
I don't like those either.
it makes no earthly sense to me how it's that, like, sticky, but it is, and I
I
hate it.
know. And sticky gloss.
Oh, and
So,
sticky gloss
okay,
is the
what's
worst.
one Hay House Hay House old gloss cards. So the daily crystal inspiration cards, the good tarot, yeah, the good tarot, those two are in their older cardstock. So if you buy them, you'll get it in the old gloss cardstock that they have.
Mm,
Those stick together like no tomorrow. And I don't use the good tarot as much, but I love the daily crystal inspiration cards, and
mhm.
it drives me crazy shuffling that deck because it's constantly sticking together, and I'm like, "Stop sticking." Like, if you watched my unboxing of that deck, I literally missed, like, I don't know how many cards because they were all stuck together, and I didn't realize
And I
during
feel
my
like
unboxing.
sometimes they make that sound when you pull them off, like, ugh, like when they're brand new. I'm like, "Ugh,
Yeah.
so gross." It's so gross, I hate it.
Oh
Excuse
my
me.
god. Okay, what's your number 3?
My number 3, speaking of shiny cards, is the Everyday Witch Tarot.
Oh,
This
but
is
I love their cardstock.
I
Everyone
actually
hates their
kind of
cardstock.
a little bit. Well, I'll get into it. So this
Okay,
is
okay.
by Deborah Blake, published by, who is this?
Llewellyn.
Llewellyn. This was technically my first cat deck. That's why I bought it. But I have to say, it came in this really nice box set. This retails for, let's see if it's on here. It retails for $31.99, but you can almost always get it way cheaper. Either on Amazon on sale or even from Llewellyn on sale. I
Yeah,
know I did not pay
in the US, you can get
$31.99.
it pretty cheap. I would say if
Yeah.
you're gonna do Llewellyn, make sure you wait for a sale.
Yeah. Um, so I really like the guidebook. It is not my favorite, but I think that a lot of people would like this guidebook.
Yeah.
It's she kind of thick, and even this has glossy pages. Like, let me see if I can catch the light here. Yeah, glossy pages on this. I like when guidebooks are fully colored because it makes it really easy to study a new deck, go through like the guidebook and see everything. They even have like spaces for notes, which is kind of weird because this is shiny paper, so I don't know how that was gonna logically work out. But still thoughtful, I guess, nonetheless. So the one of the things that I don't like is when books don't consider keywords for reversals or upright. I just like keywords. Like that's how I learn. So not a fan of that, but I do think that it's really nice because it's one of the rare guidebooks that devotes a whole page to the minor arcana. And I think that's really like that's I personally think that's really unusual to find, mostly because guidebooks are usually that thick and like that tall. But
Yeah, it's unusual to find, but Llewellyn does it for all their decks. If you get their box set decks, they do it for all their decks. So all the
yeah,
guidebooks have a dedicated page to the minor arcana.
I think this is my only Llewellyn deck. I'm trying to think through what I have.
Probably if that's the only box set like that you have, it's probably your only Llewellyn deck.
Yeah,
Because
because all
all
my
their
other
decks look
box
like
sets
that.
are something else. Yeah. Um.
Yeah.
So speaking of the cardstock, let me move this out of the way. It is very, very shiny, super
Yes,
high
glossy.
gloss. But the only reason I don't like it is because I'm a YouTuber. I don't, or like, just because I'm on social media. I really don't
Yeah.
think I would care any other for it, like just for general purposes. It's actually really well illustrated as well. There are little cats in every card. And let me see if I can find some more. Oh, here's one of my favorites, the Queen of Wands. I just
Yeah.
love I wasn't sure how I'd feel about it because it seems a little cartoony when you look at it like online and stuff. But in person, I actually really like it. It has one of my favorite Knight of Swords.
Oh,
It's
yeah, I
just
love that
I,
Nine of
I
Swords.
love the incorporation, and a little cat is on the back behind him. um I think that it actually has my favorite knights in general, and I think it's because it's, like, incorporating the concept of, like, witches, even though it's more, like, cliche witches. Um, so that way it kinda takes the knight out of this, like, knight in shining armor kinda knights that you get with a lot of Rider-Waite-Smith decks
Yeah.
and into more of just a general person, and I think that makes it easier to connect and relate to.
Mhm.
So, when I was, like, practicing and trying to reinforce, my understanding of court cards, I used this deck a lot to do that. I also just like their take on personifying different cards. Um, like this one, I really like the Lovers card here, where it
Mhm.
seems very much it doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, like anything romantic or anything like that. It's
Mhm.
just showing the unionship between two people,
Yeah.
and you get out of it whatever you get out of it based off of other cards or what you happen to be drawn to at the moment.
Yeah.
Because even though those two little cats are showing
Mhm.
something different, they're showing the little love side of things. So I think that this is a really cool deck, really easy to use, really
Yeah.
fun to use, in my opinion. And not slippery at all. Like, or slippery, but not chunky. Like, it does not stick. It does not have that
Nope.
sticky gloss problem. So I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I love Llewellyn decks. I have several Llewellyn decks, and I absolutely love their card stock. Also, their cards are smaller than standard tarot.
They are.
Um, yeah, which is really nice too if you have small hands. And it's the third edition. Now, I don't know if it's actually rose petal. It just feels like that, but it's the third edition that I have according to the guidebook. I got this a while back. Um, yeah, I got this a while ago. I think in like 2020 or something like that. So,
All right. What's your number
yes.
two?
Okay, my number 2. I love this so much. Okay, I got this. So I pre-ordered this deck in like July of 2022, and I got it in December. It's the Fifth Spirit Tarot by Charlie Claire Burgess and published by Hay House. This was also indie, and it was picked up by Hay House and brought mass market. And I was so excited because I've seen this deck a lot around in the indie version, and I really wanted it. It is like super queer, super inclusive, and I love it so much. And I love decks like that so much. So I really, really love this deck, and I've been working with it. And the readings that I get, oh, so beautiful. I love it so much. It is more on the simplistic side, but I love that. Look at this death card. Oh, beautiful. I love it so much. It's like a couple, they have a baby, she's breastfeeding, and then there's an older person that looks like a crone, and then you have like death in the back. So there's like cycles there, which I really, really love. It is, again, as I said, more simplistic. Like this is
Hmm.
the Nine of Swords, but I don't mind that at all. I actually really love the simplicity of it. I feel like there's the meaning in the card without it being super detailed.
Hmm. That
And
kind of reminds me of the Green Glyphs Tarot that I got sent by oh my god, Matt Oren. That simplistic
yeah.
style, but still being really well thought out and really thoughtful.
Mhm. So, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's like literally thoughtful but simplistic at the same
Mhm.
time, which I really love. And oh, I love this moon card. This moon card, so
Ooh,
pretty.
yeah. I really like that.
And the creator did a lot of rework on some of the cards. Like in the original, I believe there was a card that was like not finished or half done. It like appeared half done, but that's how they wanted it at the time. But they actually
Like,
finished the look of
completed
it
it.
and
Oh,
gave it more color and things.
yeah.
And there was like some cards that were changed. I don't remember which ones. I know they talked about it. The Empress and Emperor are both trans individuals, which I love.
Mm.
And the Empress, I think I have that here somewhere, is also a trans person, trans female, I believe. And I don't know where it is right now. But yeah, and there's also people that have disabilities in this deck as well. We see here
Mm-hmm.
someone in a wheelchair, which is so nice. I feel like we
Oh,
don't see enough of that, people with
no,
disabilities, and there's
very rare.
diverse body types in this
Yeah.
particular deck as well, which is very nice. Um, this is the Lovers card. It feels more like
Almost like loving your
someone
shadow self.
connecting with themselves, like their internal
Yes.
being, like
Mm-hmm.
their internal soul, which I
I
really
love
love.
that.
Yeah, and here's someone also with a disability. They have
Hi, handsome boy.
a prosthetic leg, which I love.
Oh.
Yeah, I love that. And yes, you need to get it, Serafina.
Hi, Nancy.
You need to get it. um yeah, and oh, here. This is one of the new cards, the Queen of Wands. It's a drag queen.
Oh my gosh. And of course, Queen of Wands is like one of my favorite cards, so I love that.
Yeah, I love it too. This was one of the changes that the creator made to this
Okay.
one. That one I remember. I love this high priestess, this indigenous person.
Oh, I like that
Beautiful.
too. High
Yeah, I
Priestess
love
is
it.
another one of my favorites.
Yeah, and then here's the creator with their partner in
What
the
is that
sun.
one?
The sun.
Oh, the sun. Okay.
Yeah. They put themselves in the sun, which I absolutely love.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the Empress. I love the Empress.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, so the Empress and the Emperor are both trans individuals. The other one's trans male, and this one is a trans female person, which I love so much. And I don't know, I just really love the inclusivity of this deck, and I've been using it quite a bit recently. And I just love the readings that I've been getting with it. It pairs beautifully with the modern Nirvana Oracle because I've been using it with that. And I've
Mhm.
also been using it with the Sacred Creators Oracle. So I've been using
Mm.
those three together and they just pair amazingly together. That's why I put it at my number two. I would have put it as my number one, but I feel like the deck that I have as my number one, I just wanted that one to be number one. So so yeah, this is my number two for my top because I love it so much.
I think I had to get like really picky with between one and two, but I'm noticing the difference between our top fives,
Yeah.
and it's really funny because surprisingly, I only have two indie decks in my top five, and I think all of yours have been indie decks. And as someone who kickstarts way too many tarot decks, I'm very surprised about that. So I'm like,
Yeah, yeah, all of mine are
seeing
actually
what
mass market. Some of them have been picked up from
oh,
being
that's right.
indie.
They were picked up.
Yeah, they were picked up
Sure.
from being from
Got
indie,
it.
but yes, I do have quite a few decks that were originally indie, yeah. And
All
I'm
right.
okay with that. I'm okay with that.
My number two is so I had to get a little like it was hard. It was hard to choose. So
I know.
going with the Philly Tarot. This is an indie deck. This is by James Boyle. The guidebook is by Gina Tomaine. And the creator, James Boyle, is super sweet. So if you ever need anything, like something happens if you order your deck, they're very responsive, but super gracious. The reason I marked it down just a little is because this is the guidebook. It's really just like a little, you know, printout. It's not the worst guidebook I've ever gotten, so that's saying something. But so when I ordered my deck, it actually the guidebook was misprinted, and I let him know just to let him know. Especially
Yeah.
when you're a creator, if you don't know these things, you can't fix them. And he
Yeah.
was so gracious. He wanted to send me a new one, and I was like, no, I don't need a new one. I just wanted to make sure there was nothing going on, you know. And he was very appreciative and really gracious about it. So that always really kind of bumps up the deck a little bit for me when the creators are really like kind, and
Yeah.
especially after the drama that happened with another deck not too long ago. I think that's really great. So another thing that I really like is that this is sort of like even though it's indie, a lot of people tend to kickstart stuff and then that's how they get their springboard. I don't know that the Philly Tarot ever went through that. I think it's just like an independent person that decided they wanted to create a deck based off of their city, and they created a really affordable deck. I think it's about maybe $35 in the US. And it
That's
comes
actually
with
pretty good.
yeah, it comes
For
with
indie, that's great.
for indie, and like the card stock is nice and like springy. The colors on it are like nice and vibrant. I was like, okay, I could deal with like a lesser than guidebook for like really great cards for like 30 something dollars.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you know
so
if it's still available? Because Serafina is asking.
oh yes, Serafina, it is. I don't know that it's necessarily still on sale, but if you follow James on Facebook, and I think they might have a newsletter, they'll have sales periodically, and I think I got mine for about $30 ish, not
Is
including
there
shipping.
is there a website? Philly?
Yeah, let me see if it'll
Oh
pop up.
yeah, there is a website. It's phillytarotdeck.com.
That's
But if you
that's
can link it, that would be great. I think it would be easier
yeah. Let
for
me get it. Typing without my thumb is a little weird. Okay. So they also have like prints of stuff. The website's really simple, easy to use. Here you go. So since I'm on here, it's regularly $40, which honestly is still great for an indie deck.
It's
I
only
paid like
$5 more. That's actually still pretty good
right.
for an indie.
I
Great.
paid like $70 for indie decks before, so this is like really good deal.
Yeah.
Um
Well, in the US is a good deal, I should say. That in
sorry, I
Canada, it will not be a good deal, just in
sorry
case. Or if
Canadians and
if
UK
you're elsewhere,
folks.
it'll bring up the price for sure because of exchange and shipping and all that
Sorry
stuff.
about
So
that.
yeah.
So what I like is there's a lot of like inside references. Obviously, I was born and raised in Philly, so this has a special place in my heart, which is why it's number 2. Um oh yay, thank you. I forgot I used these for like a I had to force myself to stop using these on live. Um, I love the references to the city, and a lot of them are like I don't even get all of them because I haven't lived there in like a decade and a half. So, but like this here is the hermit, and he's standing in front of a really popular wall in South Street, which used to be our main arts district back when I was in school, like a whole lifetime ago. And then, of course, the cliche stuff like the Rocky statue
Oh
um,
yeah.
in front of the art museum steps. Um, I believe this is the Roots, like a drummer from the Roots. I'm not sure if I'm making that up or not, but either way, Philly is known for like its music and its art, and I mean, it's the home of Boys to Men. So, and then we have the Chariot. So this one is
Oh
probably
yeah.
my favorite card ever. And I'm sure you've heard this story, but the Septibus being the Chariot is very hilarious to me because sometimes I associate the Chariot at like winning or moving forward at all costs, whether good or bad. And that's kind of how Septibuses are. The amount of times that they've been on the news for running into storefronts is much more than a public transit system should
Wow.
be. Um, and I even had a friend in high school that sued SEPTA because they ran over her foot. So, like,
Oh my god. I hope your
yeah,
friend won.
she did. She got her
Okay, good.
medical bills paid and like pain and suffering. But I just love this deck. And I think that, the use of the foiling on the box, there's a lot of really premium things in this for only $40 that I've paid a little bit more for other decks that I haven't gotten.
Alana.
See, telling you, those Philly boys, they'll get you singing. I really I think this is really a fun take on the Rider-Waite-Smith, and of course, most people outside of the region aren't going to get it, but so it's
Yeah.
like my fun inside joke, but it's also really easy to use. I think it's really you can
Yeah,
use
it's
it for all
RWS, no?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's more or less a clone, but I like how they have utilized the changes in it.
Yeah.
So that was my number 2.
So my number one deck for like the standout decks of 2022 is the Black Tarot.
Oh.
This is by Natasha Williams and Kamishka Nato, illustrated by Kamishka Nato. And it is published by Running Press. Now, I did receive this for review because I'm an ambassador for them, but I actually had this on my list because I do have a list for my upcoming releases and things like that. But I had this on my list as soon as I found it. It had no pictures. I just put it on the list. I'm like, oh, a black tarot. Okay, I'm in. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued.
Yes.
I need to know more. And yeah, I was really excited when they finally put some pictures. You could barely even see like the images, but it looked interesting. It looked exciting. Then when I received it, I felt I like fell in love, mainly
Mhm.
because there's no deck like this in the mass market space. I think anyway, in terms of tarot. I don't think there's any tarot in the mass market space that is literally black represented only. Like it's just people of that are black in this particular deck. And I know there's a lot of indie decks like that, like the Black Femme. I think you have that one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you have that
And
one. There's another one that I know that's RWS that is also
is it the
indie
Ancestor Tarot? Is that
Ancestor Tarot.
let me see. I could be making up. Uh
Is that by?
oh, that might be okay. That maybe I'm mixing up. No, there's something. But keep going. I'm gonna look it up. Keep going.
Okay. Okay. But yeah, I don't think in the mass market space that there's a deck that's catered specific to only to black representation. So there's a lot of inclusive decks, don't get me wrong, on the indie
Mhm.
um yeah, see this is another indie hoodoo tarot. Is that
Hoodoo Tarot is what I was looking for.
okay?
Yeah, they are mass market. It's by let me see, who is this published by? I'm
Isn't
not sure.
that hoodoo tarot? Isn't that US Games or Los Scarabeo, one of those?
It might be one of those.
I think it's one of those.
Oh, Destiny Books?
I don't know.
I don't know
Let
them
me see.
either.
Hoodoo tarot.
But yeah, they're the only one I can think of, but it's a different vibe, in my opinion, than that one. So I feel like they complement each other. They're
Mhm.
like two different faces of the same coin.
Yeah.
Hoodoo Tarot to me is a little I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. I really like it for what it is, but it's very I don't know, it makes me sad a little, I guess, to look at because it
Okay.
has like darker themes, not throughout the entire thing, but it's still it kind of I don't know. I don't know how to explain this. I've
Okay.
not planned my explanation, so we'll just go on from there.
Yeah. So I would say that while this yeah, the Dust Onyx is the one that I was thinking of that is indie. That's the one I was thinking of specifically when I was thinking indie was that one.
Oh, okay.
But I personally didn't know Hoodoo Terror. I've never even looked at that deck, so I was like unaware about it. But I like this one because it's modern, so it
Mhm.
actually takes into consideration the modern vibes of what's going on currently with the Black Lives Matters and things like that. Because there are some cards in here that are representative of that. But I really love the artwork. The artwork is like really gorgeous. Um, and I love the guidebook. The guidebook is really well written.
Yeah. I did really enjoy that guidebook when you watching your flip through.
Yeah, I read quite a number of the cards in the deck. Some of the cards that I really resonated with the imagery. I really wanted to read them, so I did read um quite.
Yeah.
And well, yeah, it is a lighter vibe, but I do feel like some of the cards are pretty can be pretty heavy in my opinion. Like for
Mhm.
example,
I think the difference is it has a better balance
yeah.
than the Hoodoo Tarot. The Hoodoo Tarot is definitely something that maybe one day I'll get. I don't think I'm there yet.
Like the 7 of Wands, for example,
Mhm.
with the police.
Yeah.
Um, and I did read, I think I read this one on in my unboxing. And then the where is the 9? Here we go, the 9 of Wands. This one I read. This one made me teary-eyed when I was reading
The
the
description
guidebook.
in the guidebook.
Yeah, because it was just so empowering to me.
It's a little dark. Can you describe it?
Yeah, I'm like trying to get the light to like it's literally just a group of people and they're all standing together with their
Oh, yeah.
hands together up, and they're like, rising up to what they believe in and
Yeah.
whatnot. So I really love that. Very empowering. And I really love this deck. That's why I put it as my number one. And
Mhm.
I did use it, quite a bit when I got it for myself. I did, several readings with it, and I used it for my, for my, planetary work. I used it for an entire month on my planetary work. I did
Yeah.
readings with it as well. And, yeah, I just love the notion behind it
Mhm.
and the work that was put into it because the
Yeah.
guidebook is fantastic. Like, the guidebook really goes into a lot of really great depth.
Yeah.
And it just felt like this was really well done, and the fact that it was done, by, someone, the author is a Black individual. The artist is not. She's a person of color though, but she's not
Yes.
Black. And I think that they did a great job together putting this forth, in my opinion.
Mhm.
And I just love it, and I love talking about it.
I
Yeah.
really loved your flip through of it. I mean, the artwork, the style of art is not
Yeah.
my jam, but I
Yeah.
really like the guidebook. I like the thought behind the art. I like
Yeah.
the whole concept of the deck. So I did add it to my wish list. It's just I'm
Yeah.
kind of trying to do a no buy, 2023, but it is something I still want to get and support and
Yeah.
figure out how to incorporate it into my collection.
Yeah, I think if I wasn't, I put it on my wish list as well because when I found it originally, I wasn't an ambassador for Running Press, so I
Yeah.
actually did want to get it. Um, and but then when they reached out and I got the deck, I was really happy, but even if I wasn't an ambassador for them, I would have still picked it up for me. Like, I know that I'm not a person of color, but I feel like it's important to support creators that come into our space, into this space, in the tarot community space, that
Mhm.
put out decks like this, because I think it's important to talk about and it's important to shed light on as well.
Yeah.
So I would have definitely, and I use this for myself. Like, it doesn't
Is
bother
this
me at
part of
all.
your, like, regular use decks or more so
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
it's it to me, yeah, because it's it's a Rider-Waite Smith. That's what it's based on. Like the imagery is not always Rider-Waite Smith, but I do get those meanings from the imagery that was drawn into the thing. So
Mhm.
I have used this for daily use. I've used it for spreads and things. I'm planning to use it in February for Black History Month. So yeah, so I'm really excited to keep using this S because I love it. I love it. They did a really good job. I was that's why it's my number one. It's like really amazing, really amazing. We still
I
talking about the Hoodoo Tarot? What's going on?
Yeah. Because
I
it's
need to watch
funny,
a walkthrough of this because now I'm curious to see what this imagery is.
it's really a about like Black history is really what hoodoo is.
Okay.
And it kind of,
Is it rooted in like slavery? Is that why people are having a hard time with the imagery? Is that
yeah,
what it is?
slavery and Jim Crow and a lot of just hardships that African
Okay.
Americans have gone through in the past. So it's a
Okay.
little tough to reconcile with, I feel like.
Yeah, yeah.
Because especially because when I buy tarot cards, I'm like, oh, I want pretty, happy, things that I enjoy. But this is more like, oh, confronting the reality of our past. uh,
Yeah.
but I like that
Interesting.
Robin did mention that the guidebook has a lot of descriptions to help you through that. So if anybody's considering getting the Hoodoo Tarot, keep that in mind.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I'm
Yeah,
gonna look at a flip through later and see.
the yeah, definitely check out a flip through because it's really cool. And I remember I was at 2 years ago. I went to the Ren Fair and I had it in my hands and I was like, I was in line. I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I was just like, I can't. And I was so upset with myself because I was like, I should be able
Yeah.
to, but I could not. Could not
Yeah.
rationally like just.
But I find like sometimes decks that make us uncomfortable with using is also important because it helps us to face things within ourselves that we find uncomfortable as well. I
I agree.
think so. I think like while some people might have a hard time with certain imagery of things, that sometimes it's actually important. And when it's the time for you to actually pick up that deck, then
Mhm,
you'll pick up that deck, right? I feel
mhm.
like some decks just come into your collection when it's the time for them to come in the collection. And then when you
I
choose
agree.
not to bring them, they're like, it's not the time for me to, to be
Not
diving
yet.
into this. Maybe at some point, another point it will be.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
yeah, yeah. I get that. I get that. So yeah.
So my number one is I feel like this is probably no surprise, but it's the Game of Thrones Tarot.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, I'm not surprised.
yeah, I debated between this and the Philly Tarot because they're two decks that I could use forever. If someone told me like I'm taking all these other decks and you could only use this one, I could do it. But like I said, I just bumped the Philly down a little bit because it is a little more expensive and the guidebook is just plain. But
Mhm.
this one, so it does have this whole, this whole box set.
Yeah.
And then let me read the back. It retails for 24.95 in the US, 21.99 in the UK, but I believe you can find it on sale on Amazon
Oh, yeah, for
periodically. You
sure.
just
Let
keep
me see
your
how
eyes
much it is
out.
currently on Canada games.
Yeah, I think I don't think I paid 24.95 for this. I think it was
Ooh,
cheaper.
ooh, it's like 33 bucks.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
So, I mean, this is designed by Michael Morris, written up by Liz Dean, who is very prominent in the tarot community, and illustrated by Craig Goss. um, I like this deck because it's affordable.
Mhm.
It's still interesting because it's based off of a very popular show. I really enjoyed the book, so it's something relatable to me. The
Yeah.
guidebook is a hardback guidebook, which for the price is to
Yeah,
me a
that's
little
wow,
unheard
okay.
of. But it's still pocket edition, so you can just it travels really well. I keep
Yeah.
it in a tarot bag because the box is too big.
Yeah.
Um, the layout of the guidebook is really cool. So it does have a little picture. It's not colored, which is fine. I mean, for the price, you can't have everything, right?
Yeah, exactly. You already
um,
have the hardbound, which is pretty expensive to make, so
exactly. So I like that it has the keywords. It has like just a story and explanation of the who's in the who's illustrated. Oh my god, what's the word, who's being represented in the card, the character that shows up. And then it has the upright meaning and then the reverse meaning, so that way if you're learning reversals, you actually have something that you can kind of hone in on and practice with. And this is it's a Rider Waite clone-ish, but like some of the images have been rethought out, I guess. um but I like how it's really well thought out. So obviously this is someone who understands tarot and understands Game of Thrones, and then it came together to form this like perfect perfect basically media deck that I don't think any other one has really come close in my opinion.
Yeah.
A lot of other decks that are based off of like shows or books or something are pip decks. These
Yep.
are fully illustrated. So that means the pips are illustrated. You don't just have like two swords. Very well thought out. And there's a little bit of element of like the book story and the show. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. I will say the only confusing part in this deck is sometimes the spears look like swords, and but luckily it's labeled really well.
Okay.
So, but at first glance, when I first got this, I was like, "Oh, 10 of swords. Wait, oh, okay, 10 of spears makes way more sense." Um, and I just think that if you know the story, a lot of things make sense. And knowing the story behind it makes it really fun because it adds like this other layer, this extra dimension to the readings.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're kind of getting it's like a secret club that you're like, oh, I understand what happened with this person or in this scene or in this town or something like that. And I just really love how well thought out it is. I like the theme and the design kind of matches with the whole, medieval Game of Thrones style.
Yeah.
Um
And Robin, this is the Game of Thrones tarot.
oh yes, it is the Game of Thrones tarot. I literally they should sponsor me because I sell this deck to people all the time.
What edition is this? Do you know the year of this edition?
Let's see. This says it's copyrighted in 2017. I'm not sure if that means that's when this was printed, though.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah, it looks like based off of the guidebook, I think 2017.
And who's the publisher? Is it Chronicle Books?
Yes, Chronicle Books.
Okay, so the edition that's now is not linen, in case anyone wants
Okay,
to know that.
yes, this is wait.
Because there was a different edition previous to this one, and it was linen cardstock. That's the one that 3 Fat Readers, which is Lisa Pepez, Dustin from Modern Metaphysique, and then Danny from Danny Mystic. They have this deck, and they all have the linen edition, which is a linen cardstock, but it's older.
How do I get that?
Oh, you can. It's out of print.
I miss everything good. I will say this cardstock's not bad. It has a slight sheen. It's like I would call this like semi-gloss. It's not full on glossy, but it's not full on matte on both sides. And it's a little thinner, but like I said, I don't mind that. The edges are plain. I don't mind that either because you might have noticed with my Philly tarot, the gilding on edges and stuff gets scuffed up. So, it is I don't care if it's a plain edge. That no longer sells me on a deck,
Yeah. And what's this deck, Afro Goddess Arcana? Is this a tarot or is it an oracle? That's being picked up by US Games. That sounds interesting.
I wonder what's it called? Afro Goddess
Arcana.
Oh, it looks like it is a tarot deck.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Oh, it is pretty. I can't wait till you guys see our honorable mentions because I feel like you're gonna love this.
This deck is apparently going mass market. That's what they're saying by US Games. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that because US Games can never get it in Canada, so it's really annoying. You have to get it from Amazon.com, which is so annoying.
Yeah,
so
that sucks. I wonder where they're located though, because oh no, they just have a website. Okay, never mind.
What the
Arcana? Yeah, the Afro goddess
Mhm.
arcanas. I'm not sure
Yeah.
where they're located though. They could be, I mean, who knows? They might be located in Canada. I guess not
I
if US Games is picking it up, right?
Yeah, no. If US Games is picking up, it's not not from Canada, most probably. I don't
Yeah.
think so. Since
Boo.
US Games is US only.
Yeah.
I don't think they work with anyone outside of the US, to be honest with you. I'm trying to think if any of the creators that they've worked with are outside of the US. But I know for reviewing purposes, they don't work with anyone outside of the US. All their
Okay.
reviewers are US only, so I
That
don't
makes
know.
sense.
I don't
Um,
know.
yeah, this currently
Oh, she's
retails
in
on their
Atlanta.
website for $75.
Yeah. It's good that it's coming on mass market then, because that's very pricey. Like, wow.
I like that they picked up both because apparently there's an accompanying Oracle deck.
Oh, well, Robin's saying that they think that they picked up the Oracle too. And have a nice day, Serafina. Good luck with
Yeah.
your packing of decks to ship out to people.
Good luck. Enjoy your packing. All right,
So,
let's talk honorable mentions.
oh yeah,
What
I have two,
Okay, what's your first one?
and they're both fun decks. I needed to
Oh,
have some like fun, silly, goofy mood kind of decks in my honorable mentions, in my opinion. So the first one is the Kawaii Tarot.
oh, I how did I know? I wish I bet money on this.
And this is by Lulu Mayo and published by Rock Point.
Okay.
And like, yeah, me too, Alana. I want the Ethereal Visions also. The Luna edition, I want the Dreamscape Oracle, but oh my god. I looked at how much it is to ship from Amazon.com to Canada, and it's like with the exchange it's like $90. Those I want them both. But anyway. So yes, this deck, back to this deck. It's literally chubby animals.
Chubby animals.
It's literally chubby animals. And I
Where's
love it.
Apollo when I
I
need
love
him?
it
He
so
is a
much.
chubby animal.
Look at this. I don't know what animal this is, but it's a chubby
I
animal.
think it's a sloth.
Is it? It doesn't really look like a sloth, but anyway. Because
Maybe he's
they
just too
have
fat.
sloths, and this one doesn't match.
Oh,
Hold on,
maybe
wait.
it's one of those like fat, like those monkeys, or maybe they're
Maybe
marsupials.
I don't know
I don't
what
know.
this is, but
I really only know cats.
but we do have some sloths. I'm trying to find it's in this card too, which is my favorite card, the 7 of Pentacles.
Oh, yeah, see, they look the same from here, but I admit that they're all
No,
fat
it's
and
the same.
round.
It's literally the same animal, just different position. And this
Oh,
one's on
okay.
cheese. But I don't know what it is. But it's not a sloth because we have sloths. This is a sloth. Here, these are the sloths.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it's not the same. I'm just like, I don't know what this is. But I love this card so much. This card is literally me in a card.
This is me and Luna. She also loves cheese.
Oh my god.
We're a cheese family.
Me too. I love cheese so much. Here is a llama or alpaca or whatever this is with a bunch of fluffy clouds with phases. I love this deck so
It
much.
looks
It's
very
so
like Mario World, and I really like that. It feels very nostalgic.
I love it so much. Oh, here's one with a cat. I think you'll appreciate this one.
Oh, yeah. Is it flowers or grapes that they're laying on?
Flowers.
Okay. Like a princess. Yeah.
I don't know. I love this card so much. Look at these seals. Is this a tower? This is a tower. The tower of seals crumbled.
Oh, that's so cute.
I love it. It's literally just a good laugh. Here's another cat, chubby cat as a mermaid. It's a cat
Yeah.
maid. And I don't know. I love I love this deck so much. The Three of Swords is so funny. This cat is literally staring into your soul.
Oh my god, the eyes are so big.
But look at the little clouds. They're so
Oh, the clouds have eyes too.
they do, yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
I love it. I love this deck so much, and I really need. Oh, here's another one with sloths.
Oh yeah, I see the difference now.
Yeah. So I love this deck so much, and I just needed to have it as an honorable mention because it's just so funny. It's such a good time. It's not a serious deck whatsoever.
No.
And that's what I love about it because sometimes you just need a silly, goofy deck to like just bring a smile on your face.
Do I
Honestly,
have a silly
in my
goofy deck?
opinion. So yeah,
Hmm.
that's my first honorable mention.
So my honorable mention actually is the Black Femme Tarot. And
Yeah.
yeah, I really like it. This is the only pastel deck I have
Really?
across tarot and oracle, I think.
Oh, interesting.
I'm generally not a pastel girl, so like
Okay.
when I bought it, I was like, "Oh, I'm clearly getting this out of solidarity, like because I have to." And um this is by let's see. This is by Letitia Shelton. She goes by Illumalati on Instagram. She's so sweet. She does live streams and stuff with her deck sometimes. But I love it because it's basically all about like black girl magic and showing diversity amongst like black bodies, and like the guidebook is so cute. Okay, like here's the cover,
Oh, I
and
love
then
that. Is
let
it
me
the
go
High
to
Priestess though on the cover?
yes,
I love it. Yeah.
it's fully colored, and then I anytime a guidebook incorporates numerology, I'm always like, all right, A plus, A freaking plus.
Oh, I love that. When
I do
guidebooks
too.
add in extra things in the beginning for you to
Yeah.
learn stuff, I love that so much.
So here's an example of the cover page for wands. Sorry, I'm all like out of print or out of this view. But then we have the ace and the two, and I just think it's a little confusing at first, but once you get the hang of like looking at the guidebook,
Mhm.
it kind of everything starts to pop out. So there's like the upright keywords and description, reverse keywords and description, and it's just so cute and so just really well thought out. It was really fun to watch her Kickstarter and um to see the progress she was making with the guidebook, and she put a lot of thought and time into it. um so let me show some of the cards. Let me see.
Oh,
So
yay.
it
Oh, I'm
shows
getting that deck.
what oh you're wait oh it's on your way right now.
That's
Nice.
what she said, yeah.
Yeah, that's
How
so
much is
cool.
it? Robin's saying that it's expensive.
I think it is expensive. Let me see. I kickstarted it, so I wasn't sure how
Well,
much it was.
how much did you get it for on Kickstarter? Because usually Kickstarter is less typically, and that's how it works.
Yeah,
It's usually less than
usually
retail.
let me see. It was $45, not including shipping, which is not bad for an indie deck.
Mhm.
So to me, that was sort of not a bad deal.
Mhm.
But on Etsy, it's $80. It looks like.
Whoa. That's like a huge difference
Yes.
between Kickstarter and Etsy. What?
Yes.
Wow, 80 bucks. I wonder how much it is for me. It's probably gonna be over 100 something dollars. Let me
Oh
see.
my god, probably.
Let me look.
Let me see,
Black
because
Femme
shipping
Tarot.
is uh
Holy.
oh a
Wait.
lot.
Oh, here. A lot. I love that. It's 112.47.
Oh my gosh. It
Well,
it's
currently
one
it's
of the
112.
It's one of the decks that I'm like, oh, thank God I kickstarted this.
How much is the shipping?
It's free in the US, so I'm not sure what it would be. Yeah, Robin, I agree with you though. Like, I feel like $20 less would be the happy zone. I think $60 is a good price. 80 is a little high in my opinion, but so this is really cute. It has like this holographic pink foiling on the edges, which I've never seen before. Hi, G Therapy. I can't. Oh my God, your name is slipping my mind. I'm going crazy here, guys.
Intuitive bestie. That's what it says. I love it.
So it has this really cool like edging. Of course, the edges get mucked up because I'm a little rough with my decks. It has really thick cardstock. The knights in this deck are really cool. This is obviously Black Femme, so everything is female oriented or like female presenting oriented in some kind of way. And it is really simple, but ooh, here's a good. They come with extra cards. I think it comes with 4 extra cards. And like here's one. It's really cool and it's like your person.
I love that.
Here's an example of the Two of Cups. There shows like relationship diversity, body diversity, skin tone diversity. I really love that. Like, so we have trying to go through this so we have hair diversity, which is so important. I feel like, here we see someone who is a little darker, someone who's a little lighter. She's a little bit lighter than that even. And I think it's just a really cool take on certain things. I like how it shows like women in power for the Six of Wands.
Yeah, I love that.
And then, of course, it has like the classic Rider-Waite-Smith style as well. So it's very familiar yet unique at the same time.
Yeah.
And the back of the cards are so cute.
I love the backs. They're so adorable.
Let me see if
I love the color palette. The color palette's nice too.
I agree too. I wasn't sure how I'd feel about it because, like I said, I don't do like pastels for the most part, but here is one. This is another extra card. This is Spirit Guides. This actually, this chick here is actually the sticker that came with the Kickstarter, and you can see her here. So,
yeah, the sticker, that you got.
Yeah. So, and the box is really nice too. It has the magnetics. I don't know what these are called, but
yeah, it's like a magnetic clamshell kind of.
Yeah. I don't know box names. You would think I would, but I don't. But yeah, I really love her. So if you see her on Instagram or find her on Instagram, make sure you follow. She's Illuminati on Instagram.
Yeah. And Alana, I checked the deck. It's $112.97 in Canada, and the shipping is almost $32. So it ends up being like, I don't even know, without tax, $130 probably, $140, 100 whatever, $50. It's too much money.
Yeah, bestie, I agree with you. I really, in my Cats Rule the Earth flip through, I was talking about it. I was like, if a cat tarot deck can have diversity at this stage, everything should be able to have diversity of some sort.
100%.
Like it should not be that hard. And I do agree with Robin's take on it. It is fairly young and it feels very young because it's pastel. Yeah. Most of the people are presented to be around like younger adults, maybe like 20s to 30, early 30s, maybe.
Yeah.
Or if you're a little older, or if you're even younger, you might not relate to that so much. But I think it does pinpoint a certain specific niche that is not often represented in tarot, and I personally think that that's really
Really,
um
I find that young, like age diversity, I find like young people is represented way more than older individuals in tarot.
I agree, because usually older people are only represented in like as like the king or queen, and maybe
Even
sometimes,
then, sometimes no.
yeah, and I was just gonna say, and sometimes even then they seem like younger adults sometimes.
Yeah. I think age diversity is really important because I feel like all diversity is really important. If you're going to do a deck and you're going to do it well, age diversity is actually really important, especially because I feel like yes, a young people now are driven towards tarot, right? Younger
Mhm.
individuals. But I feel like you should also cater to the people that have been doing tarot for years also and who are also older. So
Right.
I feel like it's important to have a good balance of age
Yeah,
within a deck, in my opinion.
I agree. I agree. And I won't knock the Black Femme Tower for that personally, just because I feel like
Yeah.
they chose what they wanted to focus on and
Yeah.
executed it really well. So, they don't claim to want to deal with that, but
Yeah.
um
Which is fine,
yeah,
your deck, you can do it your way, but you're gonna be limiting yourself and the specific demographic that's going to buy your deck. That's the only thing.
yeah.
And if they're okay with that, then that's fine, right? That's fine.
Exactly. Like, if you see that there's a niche that you wanna fill and that's the focus that you want,
Yeah.
as long I feel like as long as you're honest with that, which I feel like the Black Femme is, it's very
Okay.
obvious, you when you
Okay.
look through it, and
Yeah, yeah.
once you follow the, creator's Instagram, you see that the deck reflects a lot of herself,
Okay.
then it makes a lot of sense to me, but don't say like, "Oh, this shows everybody," and then it's a bunch of, like, 20 somethings in the entire deck, you know?
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. I think if you're just upfront about things, it's just better and easier in my opinion.
I agree.
Okay, my
Alright,
last
next one.
honorable mention, and I'm so excited about this too, because I also pre-ordered this deck last year. And I pre-ordered it in April. As soon as I saw the listing for it, I had no photos. I was just like, "It's mine. Click buy, pre-order now. I don't even care. I don't even need photos. I know what deck this is, so it's all good." And I got it literally just before my birthday, so
Yeah,
last
you
month in the
did.
beginning, and it's the Pasta Tarot.
You've been talking about the pasta tower for, like, I think as long as
Months,
I've known
literally
you.
months, literally
Honestly, I feel like
months.
you've been wanting a pasta tower for as long as I've known you, so
Anything food related is fantastic. And yes, I do have the food fortunes before anyone recommends it to me. I have that deck too because food, I love food.
As a Taurus, I
But this was previously indie. It
Oh,
was a
okay.
Kickstarter and I was really close. I was really close. I've never done a Kickstarter in my life, but I was really close to getting this because I really wanted it, but it ended up being too expensive. Like I look at the price and I was like, "Oh my god, I can't." But, yes, it was previously indie. It was picked up by Clarkson Potter, to become mass market. This is by, Rob Truglia, Jeff Petrello, and illustrated by Lindsay Mound. So the creators, Rob and, Jeff, they are both queer Italian Americans.
Hmm,
And they made a big point of that in the Kickstarter because literally this deck is really Italian based because it's pasta, right?
yeah,
So the imagery is very inspired by that.
very Italian.
Yes, exactly. And I love that. Like I'm not Italian. A lot of people think I am though because I'm friends with a lot of Italian people. I live in an area that's very Italian, but
Oh, okay.
I'm not Italian. Some people mistake that. Look at this nonna as the magician. I love it. I
Oh,
can't.
I love that.
I can't. I love it so much. But yes, I this salt and pepper for the the chef with the salt and pepper as the high priestess. Mine's still in order because I haven't filmed my flip through of it yet. So yes, we have lover's card that is two queer
Are they,
individuals.
like, sucking pasta? Like,
Yes, they're doing the the whatchamacallit, that movie
Yeah,
there, that Disney film. What's it called?
yes.
Lady and the Tramp
Lady in the Tramp
moment.
style,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. And I love it. Now the miners are really cool. So they did rename the suits, but they give you everything in the little
Guidebook.
not really a guidebook. It's a pamphlet that they give, which has
Yeah.
all the meanings, like the
Yeah.
keywords.
Oh, okay.
But all the names of the pasta are actually hidden in the cards. So
Oh.
we have the Ace of Corta, which is this is the wands, I believe, and the name of the pasta is literally this bracelet.
Oh, and what kind of pasta is it?
It's raditori,
Oh, okay.
which I don't know what kind of pasta that is, to be honest with you.
Sounds delicious. Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, exactly. And then yeah, so it just gives you, it like hides the meaning of the name of the pasta, like this is a tattoo, for
I like
example.
when decks do like creators do that. It's like little Easter eggs throughout each card.
Yeah, and then here this one, and then this one is rigatoni. We have a
Yeah.
family here. I love it so much. It's like so great. So short pasta, we have um
Yeah.
we have stuffed pasta as the cups, which is rapini.
Okay, that kind of makes sense.
And then we have
Yeah.
long pasta for the swords. So the
Okay.
ace of swords is the spaghetti.
Oh.
And then we have, what's the pentacles? The pentacles is small pasta.
Oh, okay. I feel like it should be round pasta.
Minuta.
Oh, that's so cool. I kind of want some pasta now.
Me too, to be honest with you. Here, they even have alphabet pasta, alphabet soup, but it's
Hmm.
alphabet pasta. I love it. I love it so much. Oh, this one here is funny. This is the Eight of Pentacles, and it's a plumber guy. The pasta is over here, but you see his butt crack.
Oh, yeah.
Plumber crack. Yep.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
really funny.
Yeah.
There's diversity in here. We have drag queens in here as well, and like some fun things. They even put themselves into the deck, the creators, so they do have cards where they're featured as well in here
Oh,
as
I
well.
that's super cool. I kind of like that.
Yeah. Oh, here. The Hierophant is literally the Pope. and he
Oh,
and
that's
he's baptizing a child with literally a pasta. Let's see him holding
what
a
pasta
pasta.
is that?
I would have to, I don't know if they say which pasta. It's like
Oh, in the majors.
the shell pasta. I don't think they say for the majors what the pastas
Oh,
are.
okay. Because I think the pillars look like a long pasta too.
Yeah, and then he's holding a different pasta. So I think there's like two different pastas in here.
Yeah.
But I find it so funny. Like the strength card is literally this woman feeding a lion lasagna.
I love that.
This is such a good time. I love it so much because it's so funny, and like some of these are really dramatic. Like I don't even know. Like look at I don't know what kind of pasta this is either, but the devil is hilarious.
Is it a lobster?
There's a lobster in the back as the devil.
I bet it's like lobster ravioli.
Possibly, I don't know. There's like a long pasta spaghetti looking kind of
Oh,
thing. So I don't know what kind of
lobster mac and cheese.
pasta this is. It's like black noodles. That's what it looks like.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. And then the tower is just the Leaning Tower of Pisa with a bunch of pasta falling, like raining.
Oh my gosh, I
It's
love
great.
that.
I like love this deck. It's so fun. The cardstock is a little odd though. That's the only thing.
What's it like?
It doesn't feel the same way as the Tarot of the Divine. So the Tarot of the Divine, which is also by the same publisher, is like a linen cardstock.
Yeah.
But I don't know, you probably can't see the texture here, but
No.
the texture is different. Like you can, I don't know if you can hear.
Oh, yes.
It has that kind of texture where you can like scratch your nails and it makes that
Yeah.
sound. Yeah, it's
But
kind
it's
of that
not
texture. I
linen.
don't know what kind of texture this is. It's
Oh.
strange, but I'm okay with it. It's like fun. It's just a little like I keep touching the car. I'm just like, what is this?
Yes.
It's so strange, but I love it. It's just really funny, and like I'm excited to work with this deck. I wanted to pair it with that Food Fortunes deck that I got,
I would
but I
love to
haven't
see that.
but I haven't made like a list of keywords and things because that deck is not really a tarot. It's like its own
Oh,
thing, so it doesn't really have
so it's not
uh
tarot, not quite oracle.
no, it's like it's a deck that you're supposed to use to help you cook dinner or choose your meal for dinner or whatever. But I love it because it's so funny, and I was thinking of pairing it with this once I've figured out what I want, the keywords to be. I think I'm just gonna use it as, like, an oracle or something,
Yeah.
and I was surprised that it didn't come with a guidebook, but
Yeah.
the Kickstarter didn't, either, and instead it just came out with this fold out, and it's
Oh.
literally rainbow colored, which I
Oh,
love.
that's
But
cute.
it has it gives you like a little introduction. It gives you what the suits are. So it gives
Yeah.
you what they are and then what they are traditionally, tells you how to use the deck, how to ask a question. It gives you two fun spreads that are literally themed to the deck, which I really like. And then it just goes through the keywords. It gives you
Okay.
everything. It gives you the name of the pasta in the minors and then gives you 3 keywords for each card, and then in the major, it just gives you the title for the major and gives you 3 keywords for each card. They
Mhm.
didn't, specify which, pasta it is for the major arcana because there's a bunch of different pastas, I guess, but yeah.
That
I
makes
love it
sense.
just the same. Plus, this is easy to travel with in my opinion, so honestly,
Yeah,
I'm not mad at it, so
it
it's
really
fine.
is. I
So, yeah.
so 3 Degrees of Love was mentioning this from our previous conversation that, she likes how being diverse means incorporating different things, not everything. So I appreciate that point of view as well. Because I didn't inherently mean to make it sound like, oh, diversity should be everyone. I just feel like a lot of people now claim to be diverse, but don't have a point of view. So it feels like they're lacking.
Yeah.
Um, it's so I guess I didn't say it right, but yeah, I really appreciate you adding that extra bit in for me. um all right, so my honorable mention, I'm actually bringing this like full circle from the year of 2022. This was the first deck I received in 2022. This is the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot deck. um the irony in this is I was gifted this surprisingly. One of my buddies who kind of supported me in the early years of my tarot journey, and then like invited me to different tarot groups so I could practice before I found Amino. Happened to just be over her house, and we were just talking about tarot decks, and I was like, "Oh, this one's really beautiful. I'm gonna add it to my wish list." And she was like, "Just keep it." I was like, "For how long?" She's like, "Forever." So,
For how long? I
uh,
love it.
she's so amazing, and it really makes me love this deck even more because I feel
Yeah.
like, okay, Luna, I'm sorry, she is just. This is why I don't have real children. This
You're already a handful.
I know. I'm like, I'm exhausted. So remember, I was talking about the guidebook from the Philly Tarot. Oh, I have the trilogy now, but the guidebook is so bad. It's so bad. So bad. So this is by US Games, and the author. It's created by Matt Hughes. Matt
Yeah.
Hughes is really cool on Instagram as well. If you have like his stuff and you post it and tag him, he'll like or comment and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I really I like the deck even more. I like everything by Matt Hughes even more because of that. I will say the deck or the guidebook is laid out really cool. I like that it has the astrological correspondences as keywords as well. So it has the upright keywords, astrological correspondences, reverse, and then it just has like a description or uh, just an explanation of the
Mhm.
card. So I like how it's laid out, but it's literally just piece of paper stapled together.
Yeah, it's a little white book.
For how nice everything else is, the contrast is very jarring. So, and what I mean by that is like, look at the cards. Look at that. Let me see if I can capture the foiling and not like just, yeah, you can see
Wait,
some of that
sort of,
foiling on there.
sort of.
The cards are like beautifully done, beautifully thought out, wonderfully illustrated. It has like extra cards in there. So here's one of them. This is the artist.
Yeah.
You can see that foiling on the bottom. So the foiling is even thought out as part of the card, as part of the design of the card. So sometimes it's just the border, and then other times it's incorporated to make things pop out. I talked about this in our favorite major arcana discussion. Let me
Yeah.
see if I can find it, but I really like how they use the use of the foiling in the devil card, because it almost looks like a mirror. So you can take it at just like face value of like, oh, it's beautiful foiling, or you can look at it in more depth where it's like mirroring your devil aspects back onto you, and
Yeah.
depending how you're using the deck, of course. So I thought that was just so thoughtful, only for the guidebook to be like so crappy. But the only reason I didn't add this into my top 5 is because I don't use it as often. It's more so like sentimental because someone gave it to me.
Yeah.
And I do love it. But I will say that for those of you waiting to get the entire trilogy, it's nice. And sorry
Yeah.
for rubbing that in your face, but it's gorgeous. The Luna edition.
Is the guidebook still just a little white book in the Luna, or is it actually a
No,
bound book?
I actually did my flip through of this. It'll come out this week, but I'll give you guys a little like sneak peek of it. This is the guidebook.
Yeah, it's a bound book. Okay.
Yeah, she thick.
Yeah,
And
they did a better job now.
it's colored all the way through and has like a coded page, like coded pages.
Yeah, it's
Night
like
and day.
the kind of like a waxy kind of paper.
Yeah, similar to the pages are very thick as well. Similar to the pages of the Everyday Witch Tarot guidebook. Just a little thicker, I think. It's hard to tell because the book's so small. It
Yeah.
might just feel thicker. But yeah, it they really knocked it out of the park with that. And I know let me see. I think it retails for like 20 something. I gotta look it up. I don't remember. This is so funny.
Yeah. I know that the Dreamscapes Oracle
Is on Amazon.
is on Amazon Canada. You have to get it from like a third party seller, but
Oh,
the thing is it's coming from the United Kingdom, and right now the UK is not shipping outside because of the
yeah.
ransomware attack that they had, so like
So even if they wanted to, they couldn't
yeah.
get it.
Cuz I have it on my wish list, but
Yeah, the Dreamscapes Oracle in the US retails for I think $22.95. And then
yeah, it's like 27 for us.
oh, and that's not bad.
No, for an Oracle that's not bad. The tarot is not on here though. I really want this.
Yeah, the tarot is on Amazon, but it looks like it says it's sold by Amazon, but it's not like on Prime yet, which is always like weird for me. But
Okay.
it I think it retails for $26.95. So not bad. Not bad. It's just obviously not everywhere yet. So
Yeah. The regular version, like the original version, retails for $31.26 in
okay.
Canada.
Thank you. Let me see what it is in the US.
Yeah, I know Robin, they like brought out so many great decks.
They
Can't
did.
get it. I can't get any of them.
$23.95 in
On
the US.
Canada.
Currently on sale for $19.95 on Amazon. You can almost always get this one on sale. I think it's on sale quite regularly. I think $20 is about normal now, especially with the new one that just came out. I think that's pretty much
Yeah.
going to be its normal price going forward if you
I
want the
would
choice.
probably wait to get it until it goes down in price because it's $31 right now.
Oh,
So
for the
in
original?
Canada, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it will probably follow suit once the other one becomes more available to you guys.
Yeah, I
That-
know.
that- That's what happened with this one. At least
I'm
just
I'm
from what
hoping anyway, we'll see.
yeah.
Because there's so many decks that US Games brought out in 2022 that I have on my wish list that I really want. Like I wanted the Fyodor Pavlov tarot. Um that one's really expensive, but they did a really good job with that one. Like
Mhm.
the mass market version. And that one's been on my wish list since the indie. And then the pastoral tarot, I really want that so much.
Oh
Like
yeah, I remember you
it's l
mentioning that.
it's like landscape, cards, which is so unique to see a whole deck
Yes,
in landscape rather than portrait,
especially
so I
tarot.
really like that. And tarot, yeah. So it's really interesting, and I love
Mhm.
Lisa Hunt's artwork, like, her artwork is amazing. And then they brought out, like, several oracle decks as well
Mhm.
that I've had on my wish list, but yeah, I can't get any of them. And you
Aw.
it just sucks that they don't open their shipping at least up to Canada from their own country. Like, I don't from the US. I don't understand why they don't do that. Like,
Yeah.
to me, it makes no sense, at all, in my opinion. But,
Yeah, it's a weird business choice, I guess, but
like, even if people have to pay for shipping, like,
yeah.
like, I don't
I
to
mean, I
me, it
feel
makes
like if you
no
buy
sense.
things, if you live in certain countries, you're used to it anyway. But
Yeah.
I
But a
mean,
lot of the time, like, if you're in Europe, for example, if you're in Europe, like, at least, it'll be on Amazon. Like, I
yeah,
know Amazon, or if you can get it from Book Depository, for example, or a bunch of other places, they'll sell the US Games, deck. I just don't understand why specifically. Like,
you
even our bookstore, like, our version of Barnes& and Nobles, which is Chapters Indigo here in Canada,
yeah.
they don't even sell US Games. And then I talked to them once. I was, like, telling them, like, "Why don't you contact Chapters Indigo and see if you can set up something with them?" And they'd never even heard of that. I'm like, it's like our bookstore across Canada. Like, you'd probably get so many sales if they were there. But
I'm sure they would.
they sell on some, like, random Canadian website. I have no idea what company this is, and I'm, like, scared to even make
Yeah.
an order because I'm just like, what is this website? It's so weird because it looks like a wholesaler website, and I'm like, but I'm not a business. I don't want to. But yeah,
Yeah, I would be a little sketched out too. I wouldn't know what I would wanna, like I don't know if I would wanna try it, but,
yeah.
I mean, I guess if they had good reviews, but it
That's the
makes
thing.
no sense.
I don't think there is reviews on this site because
Random site.
it's just
Yeah,
like this random, like, it looks like a wholesale site. Like, you just go there and you just pick decks, and it's like that's it. But, like, I'm
yeah.
not a business, so why am I gonna buy decks from this website? Like, I'm so confused. But also the Zodiac Tarot. I was like, the Zodiac Tarot. Like, I need this deck. It's so nice. It's no say. I've gotten things from Book Depository, but through Amazon Canada, and I've never had a problem doing that through Amazon. Um, I've never bought directly from their website though.
I've
So,
never bought from book
yeah,
direct
so
or
yeah,
depository.
I know when a deck is fake, so I've never bought a fake deck before because I know the signs for
Yeah.
fake decks. So, yeah. I'm just looking at a US Games website to see what do they have coming out next year. Let's see, coming soon.
In 2023?
Yeah, they have already a bunch of things on their website.
Oh
The
gosh,
thing is, like, some of the stuff that they have here, I'm very confused by because some of it is sold by Rockpool and Blue Angel, so I'm, like, wondering how they have these decks on their website too, like,
hmm.
it's strange.
Maybe they were, like, taken over?
Either that or they have like a partnership to bring in their decks and sell them in the US on their website, even though I'm
Maybe.
sure most people will buy them from Amazon because it'll be cheaper. But anyway.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the creator that did the White Sage Tarot is coming out with another Oracle deck. I don't even have her other Oracle deck because I can't buy I can't buy
Oh.
it in Canada, but yeah, it's called Nature Quest Oracle. I love her artwork because she paints everything is watercolor. It's gorgeous. Yeah, I don't know. Folklore tarot, inspired by rich mythological traditions. What's this? Is there any photos yet? There's photos.
I feel like
This is pretty.
your coming soon is gonna be really cool this next time.
Yeah, I don't know when
Oh,
this is coming out, but look how pretty.
not my cup of tea.
I know, but I love. This
That's
is
a pretty
pretty.
card.
Yeah, what is this? Knight of Cups.
Yeah. It,
Oh, I
it
love
looks like
this.
seahorses.
It's a seahorse. Yeah, a seahorse with
Yeah.
holding a cup. And then here's the Seven of Pentacles. It's a tree. It's hard to see.
Mm.
I really like it. This is pretty.
You know I'm
Who's this
picky.
by? Who's this by? Hmm. Rowan Ortons. Yeah, when's this coming out? In March. Okay, I'm gonna have to make sure I add this to my upcomings list
Upcoming, yeah.
to talk about
Luna.
because this looks really good. I'm like, I'm
Ooh,
intrigued by
well,
this.
shameless plug for Syl's next coming soon videos.
Yeah, I
Upcoming
do one every
releases.
month, and I try to include all the decks and books that are coming out within the month. So yes.
And do you want anything else coming out that you want to share with the crowd?
Right now there's not much to be honest coming out too much. Like I already did my January one, so if you wanted to check that out to see if there's anything, there wasn't too many decks to be honest with you. But in February, I think the thing that I'm most excited about is probably the Astro Alignment, which is a Mystic Mondays Oracle deck. It's astrology deck. That one I can't wait to
Mhm.
receive my advanced copy of that. And then March. March is when it starts. March is all the decks. All the decks are coming in
That's when
March.
the
I buy a
floodgates
book or
just
deck almost
open.
every month from this video. I love that. I love that so much. Well, maybe you'll find some more things to buy then over the year, unless you're on a no buy too, like Brittany.
Like me. We'll
I don't
see how
believe in
long
those
that
things. I'm just
lasts.
like,
It
I'll
might last
buy
till
what I like.
March.
Yeah. Yeah, March there's a lot and Hay House is going at it picking up all kinds of indie decks. I don't know what's going on, but like they're really kicking it with.
Something's in the water, I guess.
Yeah,
Do
but
you
I
have
love it.
any other fun videos coming out that you want the world to know?
Well, I already did my tarot decks, all my tarot decks from 2022. I have my
Mhm.
Oracle one that I'm going to be filming soon and that should be coming up too. And then no, I think that's about it. And then I have other videos coming, but they're just regular
Like,
unboxings and all those good
mhm.
stuff. So you'll see more unboxings on my channel for decks and whatnot. So,
Might have to skip the March video.
oh, too bad. Hey, you could always add stuff to your wish list for next year if you're on a low buy year this year. Just saying.
Mhm. Or wait
Plus,
till
if it
like
stays,
milestones, birthdays, you know.
yeah, exactly. You can ask for birthdays, Christmas. I would also say that what is it? That if it's on your list for at least a year, at least you'll know then if you actually want it or not, right?
That's
It allows
true.
you to think about it more. So if you still keep thinking about it and then you bring it up and you're like, "Oh, I really want this," then you know next year this is one that I should pick up, right? So that's good. What's this question about Amazon? Anyone
How,
else having filtering for
pre-orders.
pre-orders? No.
What's your
Uh,
tip
what
or
do you?
trick for how to filter or find pre-orders for decks on Amazon?
I
You
do a
just
lot of work to find those things on Amazon. I literally type in tarot decks and go through all the decks. So I'll go through all the pages. There's also like a coming soon option on the website. I don't know on the app if you can filter that out, typically I'll do my browsing on a computer, and then I'll add things that I want to my wish list, and then I'll pin it in a tab to add to my actual list.
Mhm.
But that doesn't feature everything. I also browse publisher websites and then search for them on Amazon, because I search specifically on Amazon Canada to see if it's available for me. And if it's not, I have to search on .com, like the US
Oh,
version,
okay.
to show it in the video. But yeah, I look on publishers' website. So Hay House doesn't give you upcoming decks, so those I just find randomly on Amazon. Uh, Rockpool does give you upcoming decks. So does US Games. So does Llewellyn. And Llewellyn includes Los Scarabeo and Blue Angel decks on their website, right? Because they're the distributor in North America. So you should be able to find all of those, um, for that. But yeah, my list, I already started compiling my list, and it has quite a few decks that are coming out this year that I'm excited about.
So it
So
sounds like there's no real easy way
no,
for natural that there is to just
faux
filter for
naturel.
pre-order. Unfortunately, that would be a cool feature to just be able to toggle on or off
Yeah, there's
pre-orders.
really only the coming soon, but it only gives you so much
Hmm.
um in there. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was
Sometimes
a
you have
good
to do
question.
extra research, so yeah.
Yeah, that was a great question because I've never personally searched for pre-orders, and I was
Yeah,
always curious how like people that do the coming soon videos
yeah,
find that stuff. So
yeah.
thank you. I guess for me, if for those of you who are wanting to see the new Luna and Dreamscape decks, I will have a flip through this week. And then if
Mhm.
you want to see a comparison of the old one and the new one, I'll have a video like maybe this week or next week, depending when I can get it edited. So yeah, keep
Okay.
your eyes open
It's
for
fun,
that.
I'm excited, I'd love to see the differences between the 2.
It's gorgeous, and I think it's interesting too. I pointed out some of the differences in the main one, or at least talked about it, and then that prompted me to want to do the flip through to see the differences.
Yeah,
But I realized some of the cards are changed, not just the people in them, but the actual entire
card itself.
design of the card. Yeah, the
Okay,
art itself is updated. So some I
I like
love,
that.
some I like the original better, but that's the
Mhm.
fun of a new deck, I guess.
Yeah, true, true. But that's also the fun of having another edition of it, right? Because if it was the
Yeah,
same, what's the point of having both editions?
right. And I think too the original one has the gold foiling and the new one has that like holographic
Hollow, yeah.
foiling, and it makes the vibe of the card, even though it's the same exact card, different. So it
Yeah,
feels a little different, and I think that that makes it really good to have both in the collection because I was really leery. I was like, why do I need two of the same deck just because it's slightly different? But I'm happy that I got
yeah.
it.
I need to get those, I need to get those.
Next on the list.
So,
Well, that wraps up our hashtag standout decks 2022 for our tarot. But next month, we're going to do the same exact tag for our oracle decks.
I'm really excited.
That one's gonna be hard. I
That was
have
gonna
way
be
more
really
oracle
hard. I
decks.
brought in, like, 36 Oracle decks into my collection.
Maybe we'll do like a top 7 with some honorable mentions. We gotta limit it, otherwise it will literally be a 4-hour live stream. Because I pulled them all out and I was like, oh god, I really have to
Yeah,
think about this.
I know, I'm really gonna have to, like, really, because Oracle is so different from Tarot because of the
Is
fact that there's so many different themes and things, and I feel like they're so different from each other, whereas
right,
Tarot, yeah, you can buy all these Tarot decks, but really the meanings don't really change. Maybe they change
right,
according to the art, but or, like, there's a specific theme to it, but,
yeah.
like,
Especially if
yeah,
you stick in the
Oracles.
same system, it's more or less gonna be the same thing, just a little
Yeah,
tweaked and, you know, stylized. But Oracle, that's gonna be a
yeah,
tough one. It's gonna
I
be a
know. I know.
so Should we do 5 or 7? Like everybody who's listening, what do you think? 5 or 7? Let us know. Because otherwise we'll go on for forever. I already have 2 that I know for sure. Like,
Oh, I have a few too that I know for sure.
yeah.
We're probably gonna have some a little bit of overlap, I think.
I'll be
Maybe not in the
curious to
same
see.
maybe not in the same positioning, maybe, but we
Yes.
might have a few that are the same. Robin's already like
Probably
7.
does. Yeah, 7. She's like, this is not a joke, just 7.
I'm
um,
okay with 7. Like, I'm okay with that, to be honest. It's a good number.
yeah, I think 7's a good lucky number 7. I I think that would be fun. So I'll be curious to see what kind of, because I think I have a more extensive Oracle deck than I do Oracle collection than I do tarot.
Me too.
So between the two of us, I'll be curious to see if there's any overlap, because we didn't have any tarot overlap, which is,
No.
I think, the first time we've ever done something like this and not had some overlap. Um, so I'm curious to see what's going to happen with Oracle.
Yeah. And me too. I also have way more oracles in my collection. How many oracles
Yeah.
do I have? Let me just quickly look here. I have 87, and my tarot I have 74. So,
And
yeah.
we are just doing the ones that we received or it joined our collection in
Yeah,
2020.
in
So
2022.
that does limit it a little bit, but to be
Yeah,
honest,
I have 36. I have 36 to choose from for me
oh my God. I
from
mean, I have a
2022.
lot. I 2022 is when I started to build my entire collection, both tarot and
Mhm.
oracle. So I
Yeah.
had a lot to choose from.
Yeah.
Um, that's gonna be so hard. It's gonna be so hard. I already know some based off of my tarot. Like I feel like it's kind of obvious, but others, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
But alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for watching. You guys were a really fun crowd today. I really loved
Yeah.
the discussions that we had about like diversity and tarot and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
me too.
So, excuse me. If you guys have any suggestions for things that you want to chat about with us, just let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
And just remember, you can find Sil over at A Life of Simplicity on YouTube and Instagram, right?
Yeah, Life Full of Simplicity. Yeah, on both Instagram and YouTube. I think my link for YouTube is down in the description
Yeah.
box. Yeah,
Yes,
so
all of that is in the description. So if you need
yeah,
to
so you
find
can
us,
just click that, and then um my Instagram is linked on my YouTube, so you should be
yep.
able to find that pretty easily, in my opinion.
Ugh, I'm being poked by cats, so it's
And
definitely time.
and just one last thing, if you're coming from my channel, make sure that you're subscribed or going to be subscribing to Brittany from Cosmic Lunar Soul. Very important. Very important. Okay, very important. And she does like way more than just unboxings and things. I know that you have like that witches subscription box that you
Yes, I
do,
do have
and you
witchy
do like a bunch
subscription
of things like
boxes.
that,
Mhm.
and like spells and all those fun things. So you do like
Yeah.
more witch related content too. And also she does readings. So if
Yes.
you want a free reading, she does reading lives, and I know a lot of people love that kind of stuff. So definitely subscribe, check that out, so you know when she's live and all that those fun things. So yes.
Yeah. Thank you guys, and thank you for the shameless plug, Sil.
Yeah, of course.
So we will catch you around this time next month. I know February is a little bit of a shorter month, so
Yeah.
we'll have to figure out when we're gonna come and chat with you guys. But if you're looking forward to hearing about our top faves for Oracle, make sure you hit those notification bells so you know when to catch us.
Yes.
All right,
Definitely.
guys. You have a good rest of your Sunday, and we will talk to you later. Bye.
Have a nice day. Bye.